Hello! Hopefully you can hear everything okay. Um, if not, then just send stuff in the chat and we might have to troubleshoot. But hi, it's so great to have you all here right now for the premiere reading of Cold as Balls. So I'm gonna give some background. So Cold as Balls is a sitcom first devised by myself and my friends Lila, Matt, and Bryan in 2018 when we were all sophomores in high school. Originally, it was just a silly parody of modern American sitcoms, but it soon devolved into this absurd product that you will see today.
It has taken John, Matt, and I 6 long years to finish writing season one because of numerous delays and just the fact that we kept going back and rewriting and re-editing things that we already created, and you are about to witness all of it in all of its glory.
So here are the ground rules for the show. There's a character named Bryan in this show. He speaks in complete gibberish, and none of the characters can understand him. For the purposes of this performance, Bryan's gibberish will be translated by Jake for ease of understanding.
Additionally, when we were writing this script, we would get bored constantly having to write the audience laughs or the audience applauds, like when someone says a catchphrase or when someone says a really funny joke. So instead, we were writing gags of the audience doing absurd things, like the live studio audience leaving or starting a fight with each other. Do not get distracted. This is just another way of saying the audience is applauding. Um, with that said, can everybody introduce themselves?
Yes, I'm Brecken Hummer, and I'm playing the narrator.
Hi, everybody. I am Jon Maltz, and I'm playing the role of John.
I'm Jake Goodman, and I am playing the role of Peter.
I'm Lila Rallatos, and I'm playing the role of John.
Morning, my name's Matt, and I'm playing the role of Matt.
I am Brian Spence, and I am playing the role of Bryan.
Hi, I'm Jake Rizzi, and I'm playing Jake and also translating Brian's lines.
My name is Kyle Gronau, and I will be playing Kyle.
Hi, my name is Rachel Waite, and I will be playing Rachel.
Hi, my name is Lauren Dodds, and I'll be playing the role of Lauren.
Hey, my name is Steele Whitney, and I will be playing Mr. Whitney.
Hello, my name is Noah Manumaleuga, and I'll be playing the role of Judge 1.
I am Josh Hoyt, and I will be playing the role of Judge 2.
My name is Dave Whinnery. I will be playing Judge 3.
My name is TJ McMaster, and I will be playing the role as TJ.
Hi, I'm Claire Flynn, and I'm playing the role of Claire.
Hi, I'm Jake again, still playing Jake.
I am Dave. I am playing Dave.
Hi, my name is Hayden. I'm playing the role of Hayden.
All right. Thank you to all of these wonderful people that are helping us bring this to life. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the show, and we are going to cue the theme song.
Some say it's as cold as ice up here in summer falls. Ice. But we say it's as cold as balls. 2 lawyers, a mechanic, and a scientist too. Plus some guy named Bryan that they rescued. And what's the temperature? Cold as balls. It's cold as balls. Cold as balls. It's cold as balls.
We're back.
Cold as Balls was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The title card reads, Peter breaks the heater. Scene 1. We see the front door open as John, a clean-shaven, well-kept man wearing a shirt and tie underneath a comfy sweater and overcoat, enters the house. He shakes off the snow as he takes off his coat.
Boy, it sure is cold as balls out there.
The audience applauds the title. Then the sounds of breaking, a cat screech.
Who's up there? Peter, is that you?
No, it's me, Peter.
Laugh track.
Oh, you.
Laugh track. John walks into a room where John is doing work. John wears a pristine white button-up with a fun bow tie underneath a white lab coat. He sports large glasses as well as safety goggles.
Hey, John.
How are you doing, John?
Man, it's cold as balls out there.
Applause for the title.
What you doing, John?
Well, I found this cure for cancer.
Boring!
He rips the paper up, puts it in the trash can, and lights it on fire.
Oh, man.
Laugh track.
Hey, at least it isn't cold as balls anymore.
Applause. Matt walks in. Matt wears tailored business casual attire. His clothes are worth more than your rent.
Wow, it's warm in here. Outside it's cold as balls.
The audience goes wild.
Hey, Matt, how was your date?
Well, long story short, don't order the eggplant.
The audience freaks out. Peter comes downstairs covered in grease, sweating profusely. He is sporting baggy jeans and a tattered white tank top. John walks upstairs.
Hey guys, I fixed the heater.
Cheers from the audience.
Oh, this is definitely broken.
I spent a really long time.
It's seriously the most broken thing I've ever seen.
Well, I really
It's
tried.
pretty much just scrap metal at this point.
You know, Peter, we could just buy a new heater.
Bryan pops out from the pantry with wide eyes, shaking. He is wearing a large puffer jacket and snow pants. His head is covered with a beanie with long tassels on the side and top. The audience cheers for Bryan.
Bryan? How long have you been in there?
The audience starts writing for their favorite catchphrase.
Wait, if I didn't fix the heater, why is it so warm in here?
Oh, well, the garbage is still on fire.
So that's why it's so warm.
It was a cure for cancer.
Well, time for my date with Susan.
Susan, what about Becky?
I ordered the eggplant, remember?
The audience applauds.
I fear something terrible looms for Susan.
Yeah, he gets it.
The audience erupts in laughter.
Wait, but what about the heater?
Don't care, bye.
The audience cheers as Matt exits.
We can buy a new heater. John, you stay and watch Bryan.
But I watched him last time. Isn't it Peter's turn?
Dear God, don't leave me with Peter.
Don't worry, Bryan. There are blankets. Come on, Peter. Let's go on an adventure.
Wait, I need my beans.
The audience freaks the hell out as John and Peter exit.
Well, Bryan, it's just you and me and this unplugged cord leading directly to this functioning heater.
The audience oohs in suspicion and disbelief.
Wait, guys!
Can't hear you, John. See you later. About to buy a new heater.
The door slams as Peter and John leave.
Would that this heater were an air conditioner.
It's no use, Bryan. They can't hear us anymore. Wait! I'll call him!
Jon attempts to call Jon. Bryan takes Jon's phone and instinctively breaks it in half.
Aw, man.
Laughter. Catchphrase.
Well, I'm gonna get back to work.
I'm the reincarnation of Mahatma Gandhi.
Make your own toast, bud. You know how.
The audience is entrenched by the sheer sass. Scene 2. Jon and Peter enter covered in snow. Jon brushes the snow off as Peter shakes off like a dog. Both worked perfectly.
Finally, we made it to the store.
I told you we didn't need to come here. I could have totally fixed the heater by now.
Peter, you have the fine motor skills of a lobster with Parkinson's.
The audience gives a slight chuckle and ohs to this insensitivity.
I'm amazed you've come this far as a mechanic.
The audience roars like lions in the face of a gazelle.
So where are the heaters?
I don't know. Maybe they're this way. Come on.
The camera pans, revealing a sign saying, "Heaters, other way." Oohs and audience laughter. Scene 3. Jon scribbles pure science on a chalkboard while Bryan lays in the starfish position on the floor.
I'm incredibly bored.
Be quiet, Bryan.
The audience is intrigued enough to force a slight laughter.
I dislike it when my friends lack the ability to give me their attention.
Bryan, are you ever going to shut up? I have been trying for tens of minutes to disprove heliocentrism, and I am really onto something that's gonna blow everyone's mind.
The audience begins to laugh before realizing that's the craziest thing ever.
You will pay for your crimes against humanity, the frozen hell pit in which you will find yourself bloody and scarred.
Fucking Isaac Newton, that son of a bitch!
The audience howls with laughter. Scene 4. We cut back to the store. Minutes have passed.
All right, this is ridiculous. How come we can't find one heater in this whole freaking store?
A voice rings out from the store's intercom system.
For anyone looking for a heater in the store, they are at the other entrance of the store from the one the mechanic and the lawyer entered.
It's amazing how in this medium-sized store, an honest lawyer and mechanic can't find a single heater. Why, it's summer falls, for darn sake, where it is in fact cold as balls.
The audience is loving this right now.
Every single heater you could possibly imagine is on the exact other side of the store from those two gentlemen wandering around aimlessly.
I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to the manager of this establishment complaining about the staff's inability to help two faithful customers.
The staff has on its hands an overwhelming supply of the finest heaters known to man.
I'm 50-50 on leaving the store and never coming back.
I would like to announce that all heaters in this store are now 100% off for the two gentlemen with the inability to listen to the goddamn intercom.
Hey, could you quiet down up there? I'm trying to find a heater.
I just thought you guys wanted a heater and...
Yeah, tough luck, buddy. We're having a conversation, so if you could please leave us alone. Jesus Christ, this town.
Stay right there. Oh my God.
There's not a heater in this entire store. It's hopeless.
Buddy, listen. Sometimes life is crazy. It puts you in wild positions. And sometimes you don't know what you're going to do. And that's okay because life is a never-ending road of mysteries. And that's the beauty of it. So what if I'm a bad mechanic? I love it. And so what if you'll never be a good lawyer?
I am a good lawyer.
It's what you love to do. And we love to be there for each other. All four of us. And Bryan. And whoever Matt brings home that day.
Wait, go back. I'm a good lawyer.
We might be cold today. We may be cold tomorrow. Heck, we could be cold for the rest of our lives. But we have each other. And that's what matters.
The audience awes as Jon cracks a smile.
Come on, buddy, let's go home.
Jon and Peter walk off, arm in arm. Kyle comes in, holding a heater, infuriated.
Just take it. Never letting those idiots back in my store again.
The audience laughs as the scene comes to a close. Scene 5. We return to Jon and Bryan. No one has moved.
Finally. The Earth is in the center! Checkmate, Isaac. Checkmate.
The audience cheers as they have been convinced of the disequilibrium objection.
I like cheese too, buddy, but we went too far last time, and I don't think the bank will let us do it again.
The audience is screaming, remembering this adventure.
Yes, it's cool. When are Jon and Peter getting home? They're nicer to me than you. You make me feel as if I'm worthless.
Hey, I'm nice to you.
Unbelievable confusion is on Bryan's face as he has not once been properly understood. Jon continues to work. Peter and Jon triumphantly storm into the house.
We did it, gang! We saved the day!
The audience cheers!
Oh, did you get the heater?
No. Yes. Not really. We discovered something more important. Friendship.
Well, we already found a working heater.
Oh, no thanks, I'm stuck.
No, we already found a working heater.
Wow, so I guess the real heater was the friends we made along the way.
The audience gives a confused awe. Matt walks in calmly through the door.
Oh, hey, Matt! How was your date with Susan?
Oh, long story short.
Matt takes his hands out of his pockets to reveal that they are covered in blood. Panic can be seen in his eyes.
I did a bad thing.
Oh, you!
The audience loses their freaking minds. Roll credits. A saxophone solo is playing in the background as the gang is digging a hole in the background. Matt tosses a large sack of body parts into the hole as they try to fill it up. End of episode 1.
Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into episode 1. We're going to take a brief little pause so I can figure out how to record the Zoom, because I never did that. So we will be right back. Thank you guys so much. Zoom. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks so much for your patience.
Cue theme song. Cold as Balls was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The title card reads, Broken Hands, Broken Hearts. Scene 1. Matt and Jon are on the couch. Jon is wallowing on the chair. Bryan is sitting on the floor warming his hands to the non-existent fire in the fireplace. Peter bursts into the room with 2 comically large casts on his hands.
Guys, my hands!
What about your hams?
Your hams?
No, guys, my hands are broken. I was working on the engine of a car and the hood kept shaking. I could tell it was about to fall, and then out of nowhere my boss came over and broke my hands with a wrench. Now I can't fix anything for who knows how long.
Everybody looks at each other, smiling, glad that Peter can't use his hands to break anything.
Man, I'm so.
Jon is interrupted by the audience's deafening applause at his catchphrase.
I'm sorry. Hey, Jon, you've been really quiet. Why so blue?
Yeah, what's up?
I miss purple, Jon.
Guys, my hands, they're literally broken.
You've mentioned.
Ugh.
Peter storms out while everyone waits in silence. They hear Peter struggling with the door.
So,
Matt, can you open the door?
oh my God, that guy.
Matt exits.
So what's going on?
Guys, I have some bad news. Last night, Claire broke up with me.
Claire gave me garbanzo beans.
Oh no, what happened?
She said I was too bland.
Ooh, that's cold as balls.
Boos from the audience with some people cheering for the title drop.
Gosh, I miss her.
You know what? I'm gonna help you get over her.
No, Jon, I'm not really into guys.
No. I mean, we could just hang out, you know?
Oh, really? Thanks, man. That means a lot. Where do you want to?
Dave and Buster's.
Okay.
Let's go.
Jon shoots up. Matt re-enters.
Yeah, so I just pushed him outside and locked the door.
Matt, we're going to Dave and Buster's. You stay and watch Bryan.
See ya.
The Jons exit. Matt looks at Bryan, checks the time, and exits.
Alone at last.
Bryan pulls out a wooden frog and plays with it intently. Scene 2. Jon is driving to D&B's with Jon in the passenger seat. Jon is smiling ear to ear while Jon stares at him uncomfortably.
Do you need a GPS?
I know where I'm going.
Are you sure? It says the nearest Dave and Buster's is an hour and
23 minutes, I know.
Jon, you're speeding.
Jon grabs the handle.
It won't matter once we get there. See, I'm kind of the most respected member of the D&B League. My main event was the claw machine.
Oh, so you're like
a professional,
like
exactly.
Well, I've never actually been there, so I guess you'll have to show me what to do.
Yeah, I will.
Claire never really liked to do stuff like that.
I'm a professional.
She liked to go on walks, though. We'd go to the park and just watch the people go by.
I'm a professional.
You know, we always said that one day we would go south to Washington and go to the beach where it's so.
I'm a
much
professional. Okay, my league almost won state champs. Do you know how big of a deal that is? Do you?
Oh, yeah, totally.
You're headed for first prize. First prize when Jake, the sinker Goodman, fell on his wrist during the laser tag tournament and gonna represent our team in skee ball. So they put me in as a sub and I let them down. Jon? My brothers, I let them down.
Oh, you?
The audience somewhat laughs and cheers at the catchphrase.
Oh, look, we're here.
Jon exits immediately.
How fast were you going?
Jon is ripped out of the car. The audience goes wild. Scene 3. Matt and Rachel are sitting across from each other in the kitchen.
So I got home and it was surprisingly warm in our house, and my friends were talking about something boring. So I went on my date with Susan. Then when I got home, they told me this story about our heater, and I guess one of the Jons cured cancer or something.
Oh my God, my brother has cancer.
Oh my God, I'm not finished. So then we got some sushi, and Bryan brought up this good point about how dog fighting is just so.
Is Bryan your doorman?
What? Oh, no, 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 no. Bryan just lets people in sometimes. It's kind of a problem.
So he's your friend?
Yeah, we're buddies.
Does he live here with you guys?
He stays here.
Matt ponders Bryan's existence, but then snaps back into his story.
So anyways, long story short.
The doorbell rings. Matt is confused. Peter is revealed outside of the window.
Matt, someone's at the door.
I'll be right back.
Matt opens the door to reveal Lauren. The audience cheers.
Hey, there's this homeless guy outside your house. What happened to his hands?
Oh, yeah, that's just Peter. Why are you here early? You're supposed to be here at 5:45.
No, you said 5:15.
No, I said you.
Lauren pulls up the text that says 5:15. The audience oohs. Matt's eyes widen, realizing that he fucked up.
I'll be right back.
Matt runs back to Rachel.
Hey, I have an idea. How about we go in here?
Matt guides Rachel to the family room, further away from Lauren.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna get some water. You want some water? Great.
Actually, I'm not thirsty.
Bryan, keep her company.
Bryan sits in front of Rachel.
Hey. Cool frog.
Bryan, flabbergasted that she actually likes the frog, offers it to her.
So, Bryan, where are you from?
Bryan smiles slowly. Cut to Matt with Lauren.
This is a nice house.
Yeah, I share it with 4 other guys, but tell me about you. How are how are you doing?
Oh, well, funny you should ask. I was at the store today and I saw my friend TJ. See, TJ always loves.
Wow, I love water too. You know, I should go get some of that. I'll be right back.
We cut to Bryan and Rachel.
Then John saved me from getting hit by the ice cream truck, and now I live with these other guys whom I financially and emotionally support.
Bryan, I need you to go into the living room and watch TV.
Oh, we were just having a great conversation, actually.
Bryan, now.
Bryan exits.
Where's the water?
Oh, well, I forgot to make some earlier. Whoops, guess we're out of water for the week.
Do you need me to get some water?
We cut to Lauren. Bryan enters. Lauren looks up at Bryan, surprised. Bryan spits out water he did not formally have in his mouth.
Lauren!
Bryan!
The audience can't hold back their animalistic screams.
I wonder what that's about.
Scene 4. Johns are in the car. John is holding a lot of prizes while John drives home, empty-handed.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. Oh, thanks for taking me to adult Chuck E. Cheese. You know, I never knew I'd be so good at all these weird arcade games, but I've never played them before.
Yeah, they're weird, they're bizarre, real fucking odd.
John punches the shit out of the horn.
Guess it's just beginner's luck.
Yeah, I mean it's no luck actually involved whatsoever. It's like an art, it's a game of skill, but I see where you're coming from though.
Well, this really helped me get over Claire. Thanks for the good day. I feel great.
Yeah. Yeah, don't mention it. Ever again. Don't talk about it, Jon.
We see the speedometer go up to 96 miles per hour. Scene 5. Matt, Lauren, Rachel, and Bryan are all sitting in the living room. Bryan and Matt are on the couch. Rachel is in the chair. Lauren is standing.
Seriously, you brought two girls here at the same time?
Nice. Different time slots. Here, I'll go get the chart.
I don't care about your chart. I came here expecting a normal date, and now I find out this girl is here too.
I think that it's actually...
Lauren jerks her head toward Rachel to shut her up.
And I can't believe you invited Bryan.
Wait, do you think?
They all start laughing, sans Lauren.
No, Bryan lives here. I think.
Nuh-uh. You can't sweet talk your way out of this, Bryan. I haven't seen you since the baby.
Wait, hold on.
The audience gives their biggest ooh yet.
You have a kid and you didn't tell me?
You invited two girls over the...
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Wait, so I get the whole time slot things, but why did you schedule two dates for the same day?
Girls, listen. I know this seems bad. I know I've been a jerk to you too, and I'm sorry. But you have to understand, I'm just looking for love in this big world. I live in Summer Falls. It's hard to meet people. And a guy like me just needs some love and affection. Bryan gets it. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry. But I hope you understand. And maybe a guy like me doesn't deserve a second chance, but if you could just see things from my perspective, then hopefully this can all blow over and we can all go home. I'll stay here. And Bryan can stay here, but you two can go home.
Lauren and Rachel look at each other and accept his speech.
Fine.
Lauren slips a note to Bryan that says, "Call me." She exits. Bryan reads the note and eats it.
I had a really good time. And you seem like a nice guy. So does Bryan. I'm glad we met.
The audience awes Rachel's sentiment. Matt checks his watch and counts down 3, 2, 1 with his fingers.
Bye.
Rachel furrows her brow and exits. Peter peeks his head through the window.
Matt, did you really mean all that?
No, not at all.
Half of the audience guffaws like madmen. The other half contains their morality and human empathy.
Okay, rewind. Bryan, you have a son? With Lauren?
I don't have a sandwich. I would like one.
Bryan exits to the kitchen. Jon enters and drops all of his winnings on the ground.
Hey, Matt, there's a girl outside destroying her car.
Yeah, that's Lauren. Don't worry about her.
Jon enters, eyes wide.
So how was Dave and Buster's? So how was Dave and Buster's?
So it was great. I won all these prizes.
All right, what about you, Jon?
Ah! Ah! I'm going upstairs.
Jon exits. Peter enters, finally allowed back inside.
Hey guys. So while I was outside, I met this man who kissed me on the cheek and tap danced for a bit, and all of a sudden my hands felt better. Honestly, better than they ever have.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
I'm
that's
happy to
well,
hear
that's
that.
that's
Yeah,
good news.
really
I'm glad
cool.
to hear
Cool.
that, man.
Bryan bites his finger by accident while eating his sandwich. He throws his sandwich on the ground and attacks Peter. Jon and Matt give each other a shrug and a smirk. In the background, Jon is screaming things such as,
I'm a professional. I blew it. Stupid. I should have been there for you, Jakey.
the audience is cheering uncontrollably. End of episode 2. Sorry, folks, I'm finding our next episode. Give me just 1 second.
Let's give it up for Brecken. He's killing it out there. Listen, this is a hard read, and he's doing a lot of legwork. So, give it up.
I appreciate you all so very much. And I have episode 3 loaded right in front of me. So here we go. Cue theme song. Cold as Balls was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The title card reads, Legal Scares and Science Fairs. Scene 1. The scene opens in the family room. Jon is using a wall-mounted landline phone to catch up with his old college professor.
Yeah, I'm part of this really successful law firm, and I just proved this guy innocent. I can't say too much about the case, but if you live in Winter Springs, don't let your kids play outside.
The audience loves the potentially free child murderer. The camera cuts to Jon cooking food in the kitchen while frantically writing notes and doing equations.
E equals F equals... Oh, there's not enough science!
The fantastical amounts of science bewitch the audience. Cut to Bryan and Matt playing video games in Bryan's den.
Wow, Bryan, how are you so good at this?
I fought for Babylon. I joined the fight when they needed me most. I saved my people.
Yeah, I played as a kid too, but I'm not as good as you.
Zap! The power blows.
Jon!
Sorry, it's for science.
The scientific intellectuals in the audience appreciate the bountiful supply of science. The power comes back on while Peter enters.
Well, I'm off to work.
You're going to work now? The sun is setting.
Yeah, I have 20-hour shifts now. I have to come in the night before and work until 3 p.m. since I missed work because of my broken hands. My boss has been making me dig ditches in the back.
Why are you digging ditches in the middle of the night?
I don't know, cars? He just wants me to make up for the injury that was 100% my fault and not his.
Science cars! Brilliant, Peter!
I must go. The interloper's plan is commencing.
Bryan's right. You gotta calm down. Jon, buddy, what's going on?
Science fair is tomorrow morning and I still haven't finished my mecha duck.
Your mecha?
My mecha duck!
Silence. An audience member clears their throat.
What about your mega duck?
Cute. You think a mega duck is gonna cut it? Do you know how many ducks these guys can science?
Oh, you.
The audience loses their goddamn minds at the first catchphrase drop.
Well, I'm off to bed. After all, I have to be in bed by 7
7
p.m.
p.m.
Oh, hey, Brian's slop is done.
John bangs pots and pans together.
Brian! Brian! Huh. I guess he left.
The audience finds humor in the inhumane treatment of their friend.
Just leave it outside, he'll find it.
John puts the slop outside and exits. Bryan peeks out of the bushes and advances to the slop. Scene 2. John is asleep in his bed with his Victorian ESC nightgown and nightcap on. His phone rings. "We didn't start the fire" is slowly playing, and he slowly wakes up and mouths the words. Peter. He answers.
Peter, are you insane? It's 8:04.
We split screen, John and Peter. He's crouched down in a bathroom in Whitney's auto shop. Peter is very panicked and speaks quietly.
John, I need you to come here now.
Why? What's up?
Mr. Whitney needs a lawyer, and I don't know what he's going to do to me if I don't find one, and you're my only option.
Really? Oh, thanks so much, friend.
Yeah, Matt was busy with John tonight, and I don't know.
Oh, okay, what do you want?
There is banging on the bathroom door. We hear the growling voice of Mr. Whitney.
Peter! Ah!
John, get to the auto shop quick, please.
We hear the door knock down. Mr. Whitney enters. We cut back to John.
We need a lawyer!
John, please!
The phone call falls dead. John quickly puts on his lawyer clothes, but keeps on his nightcap. He exits the door off screen.
Oh, come on, Peter, why? It's cold as balls out there.
The audience is dying out there, for it's too cold. John walks into the auto shop and sees Peter violently scrubbing something off of the floor that is obviously blood.
John, thank you.
Peter gazes around, paranoid, as if Mr. Whitney can see him. He attempts to regain his composure, but it is still obvious he is paranoid.
John, Mr. Whitney is in the back.
Well, then I'm going to go to the back. Have fun cleaning that up.
John walks into the back of the auto shop. He sees Mr. Whitney doing paperwork at a table covered in a dozen sharp, bloody knives.
Oh, a guest. Have a seat, friend.
Mr. Whitney uses his arms to slide all of the knives off of the table and onto the floor in order to make room for his new friend. John seizes up and sits down cautiously.
Oh, you...
The audience starts a mass revolt.
So what do you need legal?
Would you like a refreshment?
Okay. Coffee. Decaf, if you have it. I really do need to go to bed.
Oh, but of course, I only serve decaf coffee. I don't want my clients energized.
Peter walks in with the toothbrush he used to clean the stain and hands it to Mr. Whitney.
Mr. Whitney, I finished cleaning the mess that was mysteriously left.
Ah, fantastic work, my boy. Could you hold on to this, please?
Mr. Whitney hands John the toothbrush.
So why do you need a lawyer? Why? For why? Why?
Oh, John. Some in this world believe that one is able to obey the cage that our society locks oneself in, to suppress the unworldly desire that plagues all mankind. However, I am of the belief that certain sins are unavoidable. We all have urges. The true test is to see which ones we pretend are like shadows in the night, that which we may hide from the world, and to find those which are evident in all regard unstoppable. And can we even prevent these carnivorous desires from expressing themselves? I say we cannot. For the world cannot stop me, or any of us truly, from doing that which we seek to be. So, as you can see, I have committed a crime that many perceive as heinous, unforgivable. But people like you and I know it to be the natural progression of human thought. Tax evasion.
What is that?
Oh my God. Mr. Whitney. Okay, we can work with that.
Please, please. Mr. Whitney was my father's name. Call me Steele.
Okay. So tax evasion.
It was an honest mistake. Apparently, I cannot claim a young surf boy as a dependent on my tax forms.
Mr. Whitney shoots a frightening look at Peter, for he is the surf boy.
I don't think that's tax evasion, but it's certainly illegal. Let's get to work.
Hey, so want to get a beer after this whole thing is over, Steele?
Mr. Whitney head shoots over to Peter like a bullet after he says, Steele.
That's Mr. Whitney to you, boy.
But what?
Oh, you guys.
The audience singles out a member for sacrifice for the third OU of the episode. Scene 3. Matt is still playing video games in Bryan's den. We hear Jon's scientific antics from the kitchen in the form of loud whispers.
Mechaduck, 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 Mechaduck.
Hey, buddy, you okay?
Mechaduck, yeah? What? Oh, I'm fine.
He walks back to the kitchen.
I'm just still working out those kinks that won't, smooth themselves out!
A loud snapping is heard from the kitchen. Matt pauses the game.
Hey, do you want to do something like go to...
Pops his head back in.
I'm busy!
The montage begins. Time lapses, and Matt unpauses the video game and continues to play. He switches positions multiple times, and it is clear that time passes. Time slows to normal speed as Jon enters and speaks softly.
Mechaduck, Mechaduck, Mechaduck.
Jon grabs a mechanical part from the table.
Mechaduck, Mechaduck, Mechaduck.
Jon exits. Time lapse begins again as Matt is sitting on the couch unfazed by Jon. He starts to play guitar, but gets frustrated as it is clear that he is not good. He sets it aside and begins to play the oboe, which is shockingly exceptional. Time lapse ends, and Jon enters repeating his mantra. He grabs chemicals from the table. Time speeds up again, and Matt is on the phone with Rachel and changes positions on the chair many times before the montage ends with Jon rushing into the room on fire. He is still loudly declaring his mantra. He is screaming when he grabs a fire extinguisher from the table. He runs back to the kitchen and puts out the fire as Matt rushes to him, highly concerned.
Jon, what's been going on? I've only been on the phone with Rachel for...
Matt checks the time on his phone.
15 minutes. Oh my God.
Click.
I'm gonna be honest. This Mechaduck is tripping me up, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix it.
Jon, we have to leave in like 2 minutes. Grab your trifold.
But Matt, there's hardly been enough science put inside of the duck.
Matt fumbles around with wires on the Mechaduck prototype.
Well, here you just do let's do some of this, some of that, and yeah, okay.
Matt, that's a bomb.
Scene 4. Jon is sitting across from Mr. Whitney with Peter at the side of the table. Jon has his Book O legal junk on the table. Mr. Whitney is in the middle of a plan.
We put the butter under the table with the dynamite. The girl lies down on the table, and then, kasploosh! The butter goes everywhere and we slip off into the night.
Jon thumbs through the book.
I don't see that in my book.
Check page 92.
Well, I don't see why that would
Jon
possibly.
sees what Mr. Whitney just said, word for word.
Yeah, I think we should find something else.
Well, I think that you could give them an ultimatum of sorts.
Peter, fetch me my Mr. Whitney mystery liquid.
I'll go get my gloves.
So, Jon, have you ever seen a ghost?
I really think we should focus on the trial.
Well, think about it. We give the judge a good spook, and then we, yeah.
Mr. Whitney, that's...
Page 83.
Jon flips to the said page.
Okay, who wrote this book?
Peter walks in with a large bucket. With a large bucket of Mr. Whitney mystery liquid.
Mr. Whitney, the trial starts in 10 minutes.
You called me 15 minutes ago.
There's no time, my boy. Quick, run to the back. You will see a room with only 4 keys. Turn the third one from the left and only the third one from the left thrice clockwise and twice the other. Once the latch opens, inside you'll find a box. The only way to open the box is by singing Yankee Doodle Dandy while clapping on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you must do so as if you are being chased by the wildebeest of the African savannah. Peter, come with me to recreate the call of the wildebeests.
Jon frantically runs to the back to turn the key. He is panting and very scared.
Yankee Doodle with the dog riding on a pony! Oh.
Peter and Mr. Whitney are making very realistic wildebeest sounds. Jon opens the box.
It's empty!
Dear God, Peter, did you take them out of the box?
I gave them to you, sir.
Mr. Whitney pulls out his keys.
Oh, they're in my left pocket. Silly me. Well, let's go, boys.
The audience applauds the previous sequence. Scene 5. Jon and Matt walk into the science fair. Jon is holding a pile of metal with a beak, still sobbing.
I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen in there. This is the big leagues.
It'll be fine. Just look at our duck.
Matt, it's hopeless. The amount of science you can feel in this room, it's so science. It's over.
Jon is utterly defeated.
Jon, listen. Sometimes life is crazy. It puts you in situations where...
Jon punches Matt square in the jaw.
I'm fucking freaking out!
The audience guffaws gingerly.
Let's just set up the trifold.
Jon sets up the trifold. It is filled with pictures of ducks and robots.
I was more focused on the duck than the trifold.
The camera cuts to the science fair judges, 2 with clipboards taking notes. They walk by Jon and Matt as they converse.
Well, I thought the rotary mongoose was interesting, but it could have used more milk.
I agree, sir. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Matt? Someone made a rotary mongoose.
What's a rotary mongoose?
Psh, come on, Matt. I don't have time for jokes right now.
TJ approaches the 2 with a friendly, kind energy.
Hey, Jon. Nice trifold.
Yeah, well, you smell bad. So...
Jon looks at Matt like he totally just got him. The audience is 100% satisfied with that attempted burn.
So, have the judges gotten you yet?
Depends on what you mean by that.
The audience loves every bit of this.
No, but it's fine, because I'm totally gonna blow them away with my mecha duck.
I see that.
What'd you even make, TJ?
Oh, I made the rotary mongoose.
Well, I heard it could have used more milk.
Hey, I'm Matt.
TJ.
Ah!
So, what is a rotary mongoose?
You're funny.
The audience breaks down with laughter. The laugh is interrupted by Jon.
Not that funny.
Well, it looks like the judges are coming back. I should get back to my quadfold.
TJ exits.
Did you hear that? He made a rotary mongoose and a quadfold. How am I gonna beat that?
Where does the fourth fold go?
Matt, it's hopeless.
All right, just hang in there, buddy. I'm gonna see what Jon is up to.
Matt calls Jon. Jon answers quickly.
It was always burning yellow.
Hey, what's up?
Well, the case isn't going great. We're definitely losing. Apparently claiming a surf boy is in fact tax evasion. I learned that I know nothing about my job, and Mr. Whitney is definitely guilty.
Well, did you try to...
Yeah, I've tried a lot of stuff, and I'm just in a big old pickle. Anyways, I'm, sort of questioning a witness right now. Toodles, Your Honor, if you would allow Mr. Whitney to put the butter under the table with the dynamite.
Click.
Matt, the judges, they're coming.
The judges are already at the table waiting for Jon to start his presentation.
So, what do you have here, Mr. Rallatos?
Jon pulls out his cards.
The Oxford Dictionary defines...
That hits Jon.
The Oxford Dictionary...
Matt hits Jon again.
The Oxford Dictionary defines a mechaduck as a duck of robotic qualities. However, I would describe it the same way. Thank you.
Very interesting. Okay.
So, where is this mecha duck?
Ah! What's that over there?
What is over there?
What?
Oh,
The judges throw their focus over there.
Matt, holy shit, Matt, what the fuck are we gonna do?
I think we just have to tell the truth. That's my motto, Jon. Just tell the truth.
The judges regain focus.
okay. I'm going to ask you one more time. Where is the mecha duck?
Okay. Fine.
Bryan swings in on a rope. Hit's theme plays simultaneously. The audience goes insane at the sound of their favorite character's catchphrase.
Ryan!
Bryan hands the judges a box.
Is this the mecha duck?
It is neither mecha nor duck.
Well, now let's take a look, shall we?
The judges open the box. Their faces go pale as ghosts, mouths agape, eyes wide as the sun. Their hands become clammy and they start to tremble as their brains try to comprehend what they're looking at. The main judge is finally able to react and he shuts the box.
So, how is it?
I gazed into the eyes of God and he looked away.
That good?
Just take the prize, please.
He throws the prize at Jon. The judges walk off. All of them are traumatized.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Not all of the judges made it home. Silence follows. Matt and Jon are confused and a little scared.
I did it!
Yeah.
Jon, Peter, and Mr. Whitney enter the fair.
Hey guys, what's up?
I won!
Hey, that's great, pal. They like the mecha duck?
Well, long story short, Bryan saved the day.
The audience cheers for the win and perfect use of Matt's catchphrase.
What's with this thing?
Jon goes to pick up the box, but Bryan snatches it from his hand.
Don't open that.
Well, I guess if it worked, then great.
How did the trial go?
We also won. I thought we weren't going to, but we did it.
Yeah, I thought you were definitely going to be proven guilty. What happened?
Well, we gave the judge an ultimatum of sorts.
Which was...
my brilliant idea. Thank you, Peter, but I don't deserve all the credit.
Goes to hug Peter, but really Mr. Whitney is behind him.
Well, boys, I think we all learned a lesson today. Never leave your mystery liquid with the cleavers, or you just might get sued.
You can say that again.
They all laugh along with the audience.
Hey, where's Jon?
Jon is kicking the shit out of TJ, who is on the floor coughing up blood. Jon, Peter, Bryan, and Mr. Whitney all go to pull Jon off of him. Matt pulls out his phone.
Hello? 911?
Bryan begins burning the box he brought and drops to his knees.
One day you will be defeated. Sanguine hostium bibimus.
Episode 3 fades out as we hear an ambulance approach and cheers from the audience. Cue theme song. Cold as Balls was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The title card reads, "Oh, for Tuna." Scene 1. Bryan is chasing animals in the backyard, while Peter is inside frantically trying to cook dinner. Matt walks in with Chinese food.
Peter, what are you doing?
Well, someone has to cook dinner while Jon is at anger management.
Please be careful.
Matt looks at his food. Then he takes out his phone and makes a call.
Hi, I'd like to make another order.
Where are the juniper berries? I need juniper berries.
Peter, what are you making?
The recipe calls for juniper berries and we don't have any.
Bryan enters.
The juniper berries are in short supply this season and can be substituted with denim.
Wait, never mind. I think the recipe says salt. Hey, Matt, how do you like your eggs?
Peter, you're just cooking for yourself.
Peter drops 2 pans, 3 ladles, and multiple spices. Boom, bang, clash.
Aw, man.
The camera cuts to Jon at a therapy session.
I think it all started when I was 6. And I started wearing my mom's clothes.
Jon's head shoots up and looks off into the distance with wide eyes.
Aw, man. 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 Man.
I feel cold.
We cut back to the house. Jon enters.
Well, boys, I'm headed out.
Peter sits on the floor, covered in spices.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the restaurant with Claire.
You two got back together?
We're just trying it out. You know, see where the road of love takes us.
All right, well, have fun.
Yeah, Peter. We will. All right, bye, Matt. Bye, Peter. Bye, Bryan.
Jon walks over to the front door and grabs his jacket.
my house.
Jon exits for his date. Matt sees a headline from the news on his phone.
Hey, wasn't Willem Dafoe the guy in 50 First Dates?
Oh, no. You're thinking of Haley Steinfeld. Remember she wrote that Hanukkah song?
No, Peter, it wasn't Steinfeld. She would never write that Hanukkah song.
Yes, she would, and she did. Have you even seen 50 First Dates?
Yes, because I actually have good taste in movies.
Oh, okay, so now I have bad taste in movies. At least I don't listen to EDM.
Hey, EDM is the future of the music industry, and we don't give the genre enough credit, you twit.
Hey, I'm no twit.
Matt gets up and walks over to Peter.
Yeah, you are. Twit.
How come whenever we disagree about something, you always resort to name calling?
Well, how come whenever I'm right and you're wrong, you never admit it? Twit.
Well, how come you're such a dork?
Yeah, okay, twit.
Dork.
Twit.
Dork.
Holy shit, is that a bat?
Dork.
No, Peter, look!
Matt points behind Peter. Peter turns around.
Ah! Ah!
I've just befriended a hedgehog.
End of scene. Scene 2. Jon is at the restaurant waiting for Claire. He fixes his tie and keeps looking at the entrance. Jon pulls out his pocket watch to check the time, and when he looks back up, Claire arrives. The audience stages a coup d'etat in response.
Hey! Claire!
Hey, Jon, I like your...
Well, gee, I like you too.
Do you want to get any appetizers?
Yeah, whatever you want. Gosh, I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too. So, appetizers.
The waiter walks over to the table with a name tag that says Jake Pinez.
Hey, how are you two?
Well, hello, Mr. I don't want to say...
It's Panese.
I am so sorry.
It's okay, it happens all the time.
Please forgive me.
Really, sir, it's not a problem.
So, what are your specials?
Well, today's specials are the New England corn chowder.
Well, that's a little corny, don't you think?
He raises his hand for a high five, and when he doesn't receive a high five, he leaves it there and puts his other hand on his hip.
There's also the lobster bisque.
Sounds like a lobster risk to me.
Jon points to his hand, still waiting for a high five.
Along with the Parmesan steak dinner.
Dinner? I hardly know her.
That's not even clever.
Clever? I hardly know her.
You can tell him to stop. He'll stop if you tell him to stop.
You need a high five, sir. And our last special is
What?
I don't know. I don't know if
What is it?
Jake takes out a handkerchief and wipes his forehead off his sweat.
the spicy tuna.
There's a dolly zoom in on Jon, and his forehead becomes sweaty. His world is shaken to its very core.
What did you say?
The spicy tuna.
Oh. Oh, gee. Hey.
We won't be having that.
I'll take that.
Jon, you know I'm deathly allergic to tuna.
Oh, you?
The audience likes that he said the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, write the spicy tuna down.
We
Right
need
on the
some
tight.
time to decide.
Yes, of course.
Jake disappears like a phantom in the night.
Jon, what are you doing?
The camera zooms in on Jon. He is very concerned. Something goes wrong. He is now in a different place. Scene 3. Peter, Matt, and Bryan are in the family room. Bryan is sniffing, Peter is pacing, and Matt is in the corner, shaking. A tarp has been hung in the doorway to keep the bat in the kitchen. Bryan turns and sees Matt in a position uncontrollably.
It's a bat. It's a bat, 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 bat. It's a bat. It's a bat, 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 bat. It's a bat.
It's Matt.
Oh, we are well past chimichangas at this point, Bryan.
Matt barely manages to muster up the composure to stand up. He is visibly shaken.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Another Peter doesn't like Taiwanese food joke. Always the same with you.
The audience laughs at Matt's lack of world culture knowledge.
Okay, so how are we going to get this bat out of the house?
I'll call an exterminator.
Oh, come on. We can do this ourselves. Why should I waste my hard-earned money on this?
Bryan takes notice of this affront to him and jolts his head up.
Okay. Bryan's hard-earned money, whatever.
What, are you crazy? None of us are skilled enough to take down a bat.
Bryan's head shoots up again in the background, but nobody takes notice.
Do you know how much an exterminator costs? My dad is an exterminator. I should know.
Well, then why don't you just call him?
Jeez, he's not an exterminator now. He quit because it was too hard.
And how are we gonna do it then?
Quiet! Your humanly emotions only make him grow more powerful.
Bryan, if you want tea, then get the kettle yourself. I'm busy.
Can we please try and stay on topic?
Okay, Peter, go get the bat if you feel so confident.
What? I'm not getting the bat.
Then go make yourself useful and break your hands again. I'm calling an exterminator.
We see Bryan putting on a gas mask in the background.
Crap, I left my phone in the bat room.
Matt goes for the house phone. It's a dead line.
Ugh, why doesn't it work?
I cut the phone line so the bat couldn't call for reinforcements.
Oh, of course. I knew it was you all along, Peter.
What are you talking about?
Cutting the phone line? You've been in on this whole bat fiasco since the very beginning.
Oh, so now I'm the guilty one? How do we know you're innocent? Don't pretend like I didn't see you helping the bat get into the house.
It's a bat! It can fly in, Peter! Especially since you left the window open with the bat food next to it to lure the bat in.
What's bat food?
I'm going in.
Matt and Peter are confused, and Matt is noticeably taken aback.
Bryan, what are you...
Peter leaps and tackles Matt to the ground as Bryan slips off into the bat room.
Crazy, we can't be loud.
Why not?
Bats see with their ears, idiot.
A postcard slips through the bottom of the tarp. Matt and Peter get up from the floor and make their way to the door. Matt picks up the postcard.
It's from Bryan.
Give me that.
Peter snatched the postcard violently from Matt's feeble hands. The following monologue takes place over shots of Bryan in the jungle outlined below. To those I loved dearest, the war is a death sentence. The jungle is his executioner. Every moment I spend within the bounds of this monster, it rips at my will like a lion does to a gazelle. When the draft happened, none of us knew. Now the ones left are looking to retain their humanity. Yesterday, my best man was captured. He was a young doughboy from Missouri, just following orders. They said every order must be followed. That must be why, when they told him to make the leap, he did. Since the fall, I have not made any comment on the incident. I didn't say anything. I didn't feel anything. I don't think I can feel anymore. Each new moment where I have to raise my weapon and attack these people, I feel nothing. The story of blood is being written in my morality. It is a war for the soul with the heart as its battleground, and we are losing. I don't know if I will come back. I don't know if I want to come back. I am the painter, smothering the canvas of life with pain. I am the pain. I am the jungle. I am the war. Sincerely, another lost soul, Bryan.
He's so brave.
So, like, did he get the bat out?
Scene 4. Chapter 1. The Evolution of Man. Jon is wearing all white. It's midnight. He is lying on the pavement of an empty road. He begins to crawl forward, as though his legs don't work. After some time, Jon musters his strength to pull himself to his hands and knees. His muscles ache, and he painfully works through it and finally pulls himself to his feet. Like his ancestors rising from the ocean, Jon realizes his own power as an individual and picks up his pace into a light jog, slowly accelerating until he hits his peak speed. Suddenly, he slows down. Something's in the distance. Chapter 2. Fateful Confrontations. Along his path down the Street of Fate, Jon sees his friends, Matt, Jon, Peter, and Bryan, standing in staggered lines, wearing all white like Jon. Jon is confused, but he continues forward to greet them and perhaps seek precious advice from them. First he encounters Matt. Once he reaches his friend, Jon does a 90-degree Pokemon turn.
Long story short, get the spicy tuna.
Disturbed, Jon leaves Matt and approaches Jon.
You're not gonna get the spicy tuna?
Jon leans into Jon's ear canal.
Oh, man.
Jon continues towards Peter. Jon does not stop walking and completely ignores him. Peter is hurt.
Wait, no, come back.
Jon walks up to meet Bryan. The audience chuckles as they throw the Ring of Power into the pits of Mount Doom. Sauron is defeated. Jon keeps walking aimlessly until a hand is firmly planted on his shoulder from behind. It is none other than Mr. Whitney. Chapter 3. Revenge of the Sith. Jon turns around to Mr. Whitney, who wears all black.
Take a seat, Jonathan.
A white chair appears behind Jon. He sits. Mr. Whitney sits in a black chair that has appeared behind him. Mr. Whitney hands Jon a chalice and non-verbally instructs him to drink it. He obliges.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Jon nods accordingly. Mr. Whitney cracks a smile and sits down, again, as a new black chair appears beneath him. He pats his knee twice, signaling for Jon to sit on his lap. The camera reveals Jon's white chair, where Jon is sitting on Mr. Whitney's lap.
Man and fish split off the evolutionary tree some 375 million years ago. And yet, here you sit. Let me ask you, you give a man a fish, does he not eat for a day? Teach a man to fish, and he eats as long as he fishes. Give fish a man, he struggles to swim. Teach a fish to man, by God, you've done it.
The camera pans over. Jon is now sitting in Mr. Whitney's black chair. The camera pans back to and zooms in on Mr. Whitney in the white chair.
So should I order the fish?
You man a fish! Ahoy, matey! Stir her port!
Mr. Whitney drinks out of a mug that he manifests from the air. The camera zooms out to reveal a coffee table in front of him, which also manifested from the air. He places the mug on the table.
Here, in your brain, we once lived by the captain's code, but these laws are no more.
Wait. We're in my brain?
Why, X marks the spot!
An X appears on Jon's forehead. Jon becomes horrifyingly aware of it.
Your choice. Woman versus fish. Yin versus yang. Day versus night. Order versus chaos. It is one of man, not the net that catches us. There is only yourself and the high seas. Your choice is but a grey song in the siren's song.
Mr. Whitney, now wearing a pirate hat and eye patch, approaches way too close to Jon's face.
If your decision is so minute, then why stray from where the wind guides your sails? Be like the wildebeest of the African savannah and listen to your soul. Ignore the Call of Cthulhu that give me hearties drowned to.
Mr. Whitney reaches back into his pocket.
The age of man is over. Now is the age of blood.
Mr. Whitney pulls out a flintlock pistol and shoots Jon into the X on his forehead. Jon flies back in slow motion. He hits the ground, which is now a white sandy beach. The shore gently washes the blood from his hair. The camera enters the wound in his head and transitions to the restaurant. Jon awakens from his slumber. Claire is freaking out.
Yo-ho!
Jon, are you okay? What happened?
I know. I finally know what to do.
Jon,
Yeah, after all this time, it's you, Claire. Of course, it's you, not the tuna. I have to follow the wildebeest of the African savannah into the age of blood. It's so simple.
Jon, what the hell? This is so messed up. You were just staring at me without talking for like 4 minutes. You were drooling. Look at the floor. I am deathly allergic to seafood. Deathly allergic. And you didn't even care. You are a self-absorbed sociopath. I can't believe I gave you a second chance. We're done.
The audience oohs as Claire exits.
But the wildebeest.
Jon turns around to the restaurant as he is left with nothing. The restaurant ensemble scattered throughout the tables and chairs begins.
Once upon a time there was light in his life. Now there's only love in the dark. Nothing he can say.
A tuna eclipse of the heart.
Jon somberly walks to the bar, head hanging down low. As he sits down, a to-go plate of spicy tuna slides down the counter directly in front of him. Jon turns and sees Jake at the end of the bar. He raises a silent toast with a bottle of rum marked with the Jolly Roger, cueing Jon to exit. Scene 5. Matt and Peter are sitting in a fort they've constructed, hiding in fear from the bat. They are separated by duct tape running between them. Matt is in the fetal position, motionless, while Peter is trying to huddle closer to Matt, crossing the line between them.
Come on, Peter, we agreed on this earlier. Your stuff goes on your side of the Bat Fortress, and my stuff goes on my side of the Bat Fortress.
Something mysterious clangs in the other room. Matt huddles closer to Peter in sheer defeated masculinity, but attempts to preserve his hard emotional shell.
If you tell anybody this happened, Peter, I swear to God, I will get the golf clubs.
A real, actual severed hand flies out of the tarp-covered doorway and lands right in front of Matt and Peter. Matt screams, but Peter aggressively covers his mouth, with tears beginning to pour down his face.
Bags,
Peter, listen. I didn't want to correct you earlier, but it's called echolocation.
Matt begins to bawl aggressively. Peter comforts his friend with the severed hand still in the camera shot.
Peter, when I was in the 6th grade, there was a girl named Julia that I had a crush on. I asked her to go to the movies with me to see a PG-13 movie, but we were only 12, and when they told us we couldn't see it, I started crying. Oh, gosh. Long story short, my dad had to pick me up.
The audience leaves. They come back. Matt buries his face in Peter's sleeve.
Oh, man, Matt, I didn't know life was so hard on you.
The audience follows the call of Cthulhu, perishing in the process. The camera cuts to Jon, driving home from his anger management classes with Pink Pony Club playing, lightly singing along. A chill runs down his spine, and he instinctively punches the radio until it turns off.
Not again!
We cut to Peter, patting Matt on the back as Matt slowly regains his composure. The camera slowly zooms in on Peter's face.
Okay, Matt. Stuff like that happens all the time when we're young. One time, when I was little, my father handed me an egg and he told me that I had to protect this egg, no matter what. And after weeks of caring for it, the egg hatched into a tiny chick, and I loved it more than anything else I had known at the time. The chick and I went everywhere together, and as it grew into a chicken, it was like I was growing slowly into a man alongside it. I named him Barry, and we were inseparable in my days of boyhood. And then one day my father called me into the farm where all of the equipment was. Now, I had never been allowed into this room before, so I knew something was very special. Boy, was I wrong. My father took out his grandfather's butcher knife, which he got in the war, and handed it to me, motioning to Barry. It took me a moment to realize what this meant. I couldn't believe that he wanted me to ever harm Barry. I yelled and screamed at my father. I even threatened to use that knife on him, but deep down, all three of us knew exactly what was going to occur. And once I did what was required of me, I broke down, and my father knelt down to me and said, "Today, you are a man, Petey."
No, no, I understand, Peter. One time when I was younger, I had a dog.
Bryan comes out of the bat room, hair neatly parted and wearing a full suit. The audience applauds until their hands are swollen and broken.
Bryan!
Matt runs up and hugs Bryan as Peter comes out from the fort just behind him.
We were so worried about you. How did you get it out?
The bat.
A mouse trap. Of course, my original plan saves the day once again.
Viva la resistance!
We hear the second verse of Total Eclipse of the Heart, sung by Jon and the ensemble in the background. Matt, Peter, and Bryan look around in confusion. We hear Jon singing from outside. The production of
And
this...
I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And you could hold me down. All right. Take 5, guys. And hey, backup dancers, it's a push to the right, then a pirouette. Some of you guys are going straight to the pirouette, and you're 2 counts ahead, and I just can't have it. So.
Jon walks into the house with his spicy tuna to the audience's delight.
Oh, hey, guys.
Jon opens up his spicy tuna and begins to eat.
Jon, how'd your date go with Claire?
Jon has a comically big piece of tuna in his mouth.
What?
Who are all those people singing?
Oh, there was a musical number in the last scene.
Wow.
Peter goes for a high five, but Jon does not look.
Wait, is that Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie to... Oh, okay, I see how it went down.
Good use of your context clues, Matt.
The audience breaks out into rapturous applause.
That's right. Jon.
An H is not audibly and distinctly heard. Jon looks up from his tuna.
What?
No. No.
Glad to see the anger's managed.
Wait, Jon, did you let any of the ensemble members into the house?
Jon walks over to Jon to eat some spicy tuna.
A few.
Peter is looking outside of the window.
Jon, I think some of your dancers are forgetting the push to the right before the pirouette, and they're getting a count ahead. No, wait. 1, 2 counts ahead, and I don't know how you can have that.
Oh, geez, guys! God, why do I even have you?
Jon exits to complain to his backup dancers, which he has now. Peter, Bryan, Matt, and Jon start sharing the spicy tuna.
Jon, did anger management help at all?
I mean, it did for a little, but something's just like been irking me all day. I don't know. I guess I'll practice my breathing in the morning with some chakras. I'll get like a mood ring. I don't fucking know.
Oh, Jon, it's important to find out what's bothering you.
Bryan takes out a bowl full of juniper berries from the couch and begins to eat them. Peter takes notice.
Oh, awesome. Bryan found my juniper berries. I've been looking all day for... Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Peter comedically trips, and the juniper berries fall all over him. He pulls himself up onto his knees.
Aw, man.
The audience begins to appreciate Peter's acceptance of science. We pan over to Jon, and he is fuming with anger and contempt for everything around him. Jon turns to the audience.
No! No!
The audience stops applauding immediately after Jon speaks. Jon turns to Peter.
You!
Jon picks up Peter by his collar and drags him onto his feet. Peter is helpless and trying frantically to escape.
You think you're funny? You think you're fucking funny, Puck? You motherfucker. You think you're important enough for a catchphrase? You think the people love you? They love me. I'm the fucking star!
The camera pans over to Matt, covering his mouth, with his hands in shock. Then it moves into the kitchen with Bryan picking juniper berries off of the floor. Bryan then takes out a piece of paper with various animal names on it, including bat and hedgehog, and crosses both off. As we pan out of the hallway into the front door, we see ensemble members helping Bryan pick up the juniper berries. The camera exits through the door, and we see Jon conducting the ensemble and backup dancers.
Okay, once more with the proper counts. 5, 6, 7, 8.
The credits roll. Oh, for Tuna is sung in the background by Jon and the ensemble. Finn.
Thank you all so much for being with us for episodes 1 through 4. I quickly wanted to remind everybody that we are collecting donations for Operation Olive Branch. Any donation that we receive will be sent directly to Operation Olive Branch to help support Palestinian families who would like to get out of Gaza and flee to Egypt to escape the war with Israel. So quickly, we're going to take a 5. And I am going to put in front of the screen the QR code to my Venmo, as well as the Venmo tag itself. So everybody, if they would like, can donate. Thank you all so much. We'll be back in 5 minutes for our final episode. right now.
Hello, everyone. Just wanted to announce that we have now made over $300 for this fundraiser we're doing. It is so exciting. So thank you so much, and thank you for joining us tonight. And now we continue with Cold as Balls, Episode 5. Cue theme song. Cold as Balls was filmed in front of a live studio audience. The title card reads, "It's D-A-licious." Scene 1. Jon is at a table in the living room, frantically typing away. Peter enters the frame, disrupting Jon's panicked concentration.
Hey, Jon, can you please come over? You're sitting on my taxes.
Jon continues to sit on Peter's taxes. The audience laughs as they do their taxes.
Hey, Jon. What you doing, Jon?
Oh, I'm just looking up people to be my campaign manager for when I run for district attorney at 3 o'clock. But they can't be too expensive because Bryan said I can't borrow any more money this week.
Oh, cool. You'll be great at district.
Peter, what do you think I just said?
You said, I don't even remember what I just said.
The audience appreciates Peter's mediocrity. Matt walks into the room from upstairs, happy-go-lucky as always.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, I'm running for district attorney, and
District
I'm trying
attorney. District attorney. I should do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be district attorney.
Wait, Matt, no, you can't. It starts at 3, and you haven't even.
Why? What's the problem with that? What do I have at 3?
Bryan leans in from the entrance of the living room.
You have lunch with your brother at 3 and a date at 3:05.
Well, looks like my schedule's open.
Matt, you can't just.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the store. Bye.
Matt walks out the door. The audience appreciates Matt's lack of care for his friends.
What just happened?
Oh, look who listener was a great idea for you, buddy.
Peter begins to walk out of the room with the confidence of 10 much smarter men. Jon climbs in through the window to the sound of dogs barking and police sirens outside. He runs over to Peter and hands him a small piece of paper.
I got it. Peter, burn this. Tell not a soul.
This is a parking ticket.
Yeah, but it was one of the ones where it says no parking after midnight, but like it's always after midnight. So, like, when do I park?
Right. When do you park?
When I don't know. Okay. One time I was sitting in my car eating Cheez-Its at like 2 a.m. and this cop stopped by and said, "Sir, it's after midnight." And I said, "Well, it's also before midnight." And then we sort of just looked at each other for a second and then.
Yeah, story done. I'm running for district attorney of Summer Falls.
I stole this thing a kid wrote.
We hear the sirens again.
Look at us.
A phone rings in the kitchen.
Phone.
Jon loves phones, as does the audience, and Jon loves the room, as does the audience.
Hey, Peter, remember that time you told me that you'd help me with my science project?
Nope.
Hey, Peter, remember that time I told you I'd break your fucking ankles if you didn't help me with my science project?
Yes.
Well, Peter, I have discovered something. Something no man dare attempt to recover since its very inception. An artifact which will make the world cower before the almighty force I will wield with it. Ancient in its nature, dominant in its reach. It's like a science paper TJ wrote when he was like 8. But with it, all will be shattered.
Oh, TJ, your science buddy.
My science enemy, Peter. By disproving his thesis, I will gain the utmost grip over the summer fall scientific community. And with like 6 scientists under my command, well, the power struggle TJ and I have fought for weeks will finally reach its endgame.
My God, what does it say?
I don't know, I haven't read it yet.
Cut to Jon on the phone in the other room.
Oh, perfect. I mean, you're like a dream campaign manager. So what do you charge? $37.
Click. Jon begins to walk away, but the phone rings again almost immediately. Jon picks up the phone.
Hello? Are you calling about the campaign manager position? Sorry, you cut out. You mind saying that again real quick? Your microphone is not working anymore.
Oh, no. Why, indeed I
There we
am.
go. I'm just going to give you that cue line again, and we're just going to take it. Hello? Are you calling about the campaign manager position?
Why, indeed I am.
Perfect. Well, what will you bring to the table?
What, like napkins?
No. No. I mean, like, what are your credentials?
Well, basically, I have this operation where I do anything you want me to for like $20.
Make it $15. And if I win, I'll let you commit any 3 crimes you want, and I won't convict you.
Oh, sweet deal. When do you want me to come?
When can you get here?
Dave leans into the window.
The real question is, how long can I stay?
We cut to Jon and Peter.
All right, it says everything tastes better with maple syrup because I like pancakes. What a fucking idiot.
Oh, that sounds easy. We just have to try everything with and without maple syrup.
Yeah. Wait, Peter, did you just create an experiment with a control group and an experimental group?
Peter is looking at a bike outside.
What?
Whatever, it's fine. We just have to prove one thing doesn't taste better with maple syrup. I mean, how hard could it be?
Ominous organ music begins to play.
Bryan, stop playing your funeral organ in the house.
Bryan steps into frame.
My house, my rules, my organ time.
To the lab!
Scene 2. Jon and Peter enter the lab. Jon is clearly on a mission. He stops Peter before he enters.
Whoa, Peter, you can't enter a professional laboratory in street clothes. It's uncivil. It's unsafe.
But these are the only clothes I own.
Do you wear the same clothes every day?
Since like February, yeah.
How do you not have other clothes?
I lost a bet.
Do you sleep in jeans and a stained white t-shirt?
I rarely sleep.
Well, I would lend you one of my professional lab-grade lab coats, but you see, Peter, my muscular build and rugged exterior and alluring musk make the size of the coat just a little too large for someone like you. But I do have one that might just fit. Follow me.
Jon leads Peter to a cabinet and opens it to reveal a denim lab coat with geology rocks on the back. It is crossed out and now reads, "Geology sucks."
I don't get it.
I'm a chemist, Peter. Geology isn't a real science.
The audience laughs knowing that geology is a real science.
But why is it denim?
You know, parties, casual Fridays.
You go to parties?
Why do you think it's in this cabinet? Okay, goggles.
Jon puts on his safety goggles and then looks at Peter.
Aren't you going to put on your safety goggles?
I have welding goggles.
He takes out a pair of Speedo swimming goggles with a snorkel attached.
Okay.
Peter puts on the swimming goggles.
So we're going to have to taste every food with and without maple syrup.
John grabs 2 keys and puts them in corresponding keyholes in a drawer nearby. He opens the drawer and dry ice subulates out. John plays with the fog.
Yeah.
John shuts the drawer and turns around to the other side of the room. He opens another drawer with the food in it.
2 of every food.
John reaches impossibly deep into the drawer like Mary Poppins's bag.
How deep is that drawer?
As deep as I need it to be.
Oh my God, why aren't you selling these?
I'm a busy guy, Peter. One thing at a time. Now, will you please turn on the maple syrup valve?
Why do you even have that?
I was testing to see if maple syrup tastes better with food.
The audience watches Friends instead. They laugh coincidentally because Joey just said, "How you doing?"
And now the experiment begins with aardvark steak.
Scene 3. John and Dave lay on the floor, girly sleepover style.
Okay, hear me out. Basketball?
Perfect. Yes.
Handshakes, into hugs.
Love it. Love it.
Mention how we lost to Vietnam.
Sure.
And to top it all off, no girls allowed.
In the town?
Wherever you want.
Nice!
They high five.
What do you say? Celebrity Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, you know me so well.
They turn on the TV to show a Matt slander version. An advertisement.
Has this ever happened to you?
The advertisement cuts to Matt in a trench coat with a mustache on the streets.
Oh, no, I need a vote.
Well, look no further. We have the answer for you. Don't vote for Jon. Jon Maltz, the false prophet, doesn't have the family values that people like you and I, Matt Joseph, want to preserve. His parents are divorced. What a loser.
A stock image of a puppy appears on the screen with a loud boom.
See this puppy? You wouldn't want to kill this puppy, would you? Would you? Would you?
Oh, no, of course not. Hey, I'm not gonna kill that puppy. Yeah, bada bing, bada boom.
Well, Jon does. He told me himself. In private.
In private is written in a spooky, bloody font, revealed with a shriek. The camera cuts to shaky footage of Jon in the kitchen, eating a hot dog, with Matt holding the camera.
Okay, but like, what if the puppy killed, like 1 million people?
Well, then I might kill the puppy.
The video pauses on a gross frame of Jon eating a hot dog in this conversation.
Breathtaking. You heard it here first, folks. Jon wants to take your guns, to kill your puppies. Here's first-person footage of Jon taking your guns to kill your puppies.
We cut to a first-person footage of Kyle from the store, pretending to take Man on the Street. Matt's gun as Man on the Street. Matt waves his arm all over the place in protest. The camera gets blurred in post after the guns are taken and Man on the Street Matt speaks.
Oh, no, those are my guns. No, those are my puppies. Gabagool.
Too much.
Cut to Matt in a blazer and khaki shorts, talking to the camera.
We blurred the picture in case any puppies were watching. But the picture is clear. If you care about your guns and your puppies, you must vote Matt for...
District Attorney.
District Attorney.
Cut to the same picture of Jon eating a hot dog.
My name is Jon Maltz, and I approve this message.
The advertisement ends. The audience is convinced that Jon kills puppies. We cut to Jon and Dave, mouths agape.
Do people really think that I kill puppies?
Matt bursts into the room with Kyle gingerly following behind.
Well, you do litter.
What does that have to do with me killing puppies?
Oh, you watched the puppy killing ad. Okay.
There's another ad?
You bet there is, John. Or should I call you baby killer?
Oh, God, I kill babies too? Wow, you're cold as balls.
The audience doesn't know whether to cheer for the title or gasp at the betrayal.
Matt, we haven't released the baby killing ad yet. We haven't tested it on the demographic.
Kyle? From the store? How did you get him?
Well, it's a pretty good story.
There's a dreamy transition to Matt waiting in the checkout line at the store behind two people. He sees Kyle as the cashier. Matt inhales as if to speak. Hard cut back to present day Matt and Kyle.
And that's how
That's how it happened.
Kyle and Matt do a long handshake consisting of fist bumps, chest bumps, and other masculine things. It ends with an intimate hug. Kyle caresses Matt's neck. Matt's hand is clutching Kyle's lower back. They end the hug, but then stare into each other's eyes for 2 seconds. They break their stare.
Did we plan that?
We did not.
This isn't fair. I didn't say any of those things.
Actually, the message at the end was your real voice.
How did you get me to say that?
You say that in your sleep like all the time.
I do?
Yes.
The audience laughs at Jon while he worries about his mental health.
Listen, Matt. I know that you really want to win this. I mean, you literally just decided 40 minutes ago that you're going to run, but clearly you're determined. Honestly, Matt, I don't care which one of us wins. I think you'd be a great DA. I just want us to be friends. And you're driving wedges between our friendship like this really is starting to hurt my feelings. Our friendship matters more than any competition, no matter how important. I say we put this all behind us. No more ads, no more mudslinging, and just see who wins. How does that sound?
We zoom in on Matt as he takes in what his best friend just said.
Yeah, that's what you'd want, pussy. I challenge you to a duel.
Like a debate?
Matt is holding a mace, which he then drops onto the floor.
Yeah, I guess that's a better idea.
Matt slides the mace across the room as it creaks horrifically.
To the debate room! Which, it's the living room.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Scene 4. Cue montage. Jon puts on an athletic lab coat. The screen splits in two. On the bottom half, Jon puts on both of his wristbands. On the top half of the screen, he puts on his headband. Jon puts on leg warmers. Jon slips on his goggles. Oh, hell yeah. Peter drops a whole keg of maple syrup on the ground and cracks the concrete floor. Shit. Jon does chin-ups. Work it, baby. After each chin-up, he takes a bit out of a burrito that hangs 7 feet above the floor. Peter curls a bar. Instead of weights, there are 40-kilogram bottles of maple syrup at each end. Peter tilts the bar to pour it on a huge plate of spaghetti. Jon runs at lightning speed like the Flash. His surroundings are a blur. He runs into the store to buy more maple syrup. Jon exits with 2 big jugs of maple syrup, running back at below average speed. Peter does squats. With each squat, he puts very cautious drops of maple syrup on a plate of turnips, creating a chef's plate presentation. Jon is doing burpees with the camera very close up. The camera pans out to show that he is actually just doing burpees. Jon checks his Fitbit and wipes some sweat off his forehead. He then walks over and takes a bite of Peter's plate of turnips. He angrily scribbles down in a notepad showing poor presentation. Jon storms away angrily. Peter rests his elbow on a counter, sweating profusely. He is distraught. Jon leans against a wall. Jon has failed his students. Peter does a triple pirouette, putting small amounts of maple syrup on three different plates. He places one of the plates on a counter. Jon's stunt double, who looks nothing like him, dives over the counter, ignoring Peter's plate, doing a tuck and roll. When Jon rises, it's no longer a stunt double. Jon places down a chair. He sits down and pulls a lever next to him. Maple syrup pours over Jon a la Flashdance in slow motion as he leans back in the chair. Peter pours maple syrup on a paper plate of SpaghettiOs with 2 spoons in it. Jon and Peter look at each other. They sigh and reach for the plate. We hard cut to Peter and Jon sitting on a couch, looking bloated. The music stops.
We've had too much maple syrup.
I think I'm gonna die.
There's only one way to solve this, Peter. You need to come into the mindscape with me.
Jon slowly opens a hole in reality. Peter is aghast. Jon starts to push Peter's head into the mindscape hole.
Wait.
Cut back to reality to show Peter throwing up in the mindscape hole, which is actually just a trash can. Cut back to fantasy. Jon is inside the mindscape.
I know. Pretty shocking, right?
Jon's mouth is not moving when he talks. Jon pulls Peter into the mindscape. They are standing in a black void.
Hold on. Let me turn the lights on.
Jon pulls a string that triggers a click, and the mindscape lights up, showing beautiful, swimming colors. Jon gestures to a colorful forest full of trees with syrup taps in them.
Shall we?
Jon and Peter wander through the forest as Jon monologues about the mindscape and the forest of syrup. Peter is enamored by little fireflies.
I see you've noticed the brain wisps.
Jon and Peter. One lands on Jon's hands as he blows it gently away. The audience is gone at this point. Jon gives Peter a glass of maple syrup that he fills from one of the taps.
Go ahead, Peter. Indulge.
Peter drinks from the glass and his pupils expand.
Now, my protege, you are ready.
Peter blinks. They're back in the lab. Jon paces as he speaks.
Upon further extensive experimentation, it unfortunately seems TJ's dumbass fucking hypothesis appears correct. We've tried every single food but one. Peter, this is what you were made for.
The camera pans over to a nicely set table with a small plate labeled Bryan Slop. The ingredients read as follows: heart of toad, yet soul of frog; liver from the beast in the fog; tears from love which came and went; sweat from peasants' lives ill spent; breath from a Chernabog, surveyor of souls; 3 eggs, whisk till stiff peaks; golden, 350, 20 minutes, or till golden brown.
I have to eat this?
Twice, yeah.
Why do I?
Peter, do you know how hard it is to find 2 different beasts in the fog? I did the hard part. Eat the fucking slop.
Peter gulps as he takes the smallest amount onto a spoon.
Well, sic semper tyrannis.
One audience member laughs uncomfortably, knowing the reference. He puts it in his mouth, and we immediately cut to the funeral. The casket is lowered onto the ground. Jon and Bryan watch as Mr. Whitney uses a pulley to activate the task.
Where are Matt and Jon at a time like this?
I don't care.
Oh my god, the election! We gotta go!
Jon and Bryan dash off with a puff of smoke. Pan to Mr. Whitney, who just puffed said smoke. Scene 5. We cut to the living room. Dozens of reporters stand around with microphones. CNN, NBC, Fox, The Daily Planet, everyone ever mentioned is there.
Hayden, I think we're having a mic issue. Nope.
Please stand by.
How's that?
There we go. There it is.
How about now? That's better?
Perfect.
Hello, the news fans. I am your host, Hayden, and today we are covering the debate for District Attorney of Summer Falls, Alaska. In this corner, at 183, 6 feet in shoes, and a credit score of 600, former Summer Falls Karaoke Contest champion, Jon Maltz.
I'm also a lawyer.
And in this corner, at 8 feet tall.
That is a lie.
A snap score of 782,982. God amongst men. Matt, the Hammer Joseph.
Matt enters in a full tux and large red boxing gloves. Kyle punctures a beer can and holds it so Matt can shotgun it. The audience cheers.
Silence!
The audience immediately quiets.
Hayden, our first question?
Yes, of course. You there, miss.
Hello, yes, I have a question for Jon.
Objection. That's my ex-girlfriend.
Overruled.
How can you handle the pressures of district attorney when you couldn't even handle me sexually?
Now remember, Jon has 2 minutes to respond to this question.
This is the first question?
Dave holds up a map of Vietnam and whispers,
Vietnam!
Well, Claire, you're right. I couldn't handle you. Just like we couldn't handle Vietnam.
The audience murmurs in agreement.
I went in there, guns a-blazing, and when I got you, I didn't even know what to do now that I had you. I mean, heck, we all know we shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Jon, that is your time.
Again, that has to be a lie.
Matt, your rebuttal. 6 minutes on the clock.
Claire, if that was me, I mean...
The audience roars.
Yeah. I yield my time.
Wow, a devastating blow from Joseph. Next question. You there.
Hello. I am here representing the Summer Falls scientific community. Mr. Joseph, how will you support us through our possibly illegal and highly dangerous experiments?
It ain't illegal until I say so.
Excited murmurs from the audience.
Jon, your rebuttal.
If you commit a crime, it is likely I will prosecute you.
The boos can be heard from Japan.
Ooh, and it's time for our mid-debate recess.
Dave beckons Jon to come over. He slumps down on a stool as Dave puts a wet towel over his shoulder and hands him a water bottle.
He's killing you out there, kid.
But he's just mean and lies. Matt's never like this. What do I do?
You gotta be meaner. You gotta lie, liar. Now get out there and be like the wildebeest of the African savannah.
God, why does everyone keep telling me that?
Kyle and Matt share a quick peck on the lips.
Our next question is from Rachel.
This question is for Jon.
Oh.
How do you plan on handling the current homelessness crisis in our town?
Fuck you.
Cricket silence.
Whoa. Okay. Matt, your rebuttal.
With all due respect, ma'am, we don't have a homelessness crisis. We have a crisis with how we treat our unhoused constituents. Our shelters are underfunded and frankly in disrepair. As DA, I will ensure that our anti-homeless architecture is dismantled and replaced with a more walkable community. We have more empty houses in Summer Falls than unhoused residents. I mean, let's change that and ensure that nobody has to sleep on the streets. I would also like to apologize for my opponent's frankly rude remark. It was completely uncalled for.
Matt shoots a glance at Jon. The audience has a more nuanced perspective on this issue now.
An excellent remark from Matt. We have time for one more question.
Jon storms in.
Jon, Matt, I have horrible news. TJ's hypothesis was right. And I think there was something else too. I don't really know.
Dave takes this opportunity to bolt out of the room. 2003. Papers spill from his suit. A gun falls from his belt. The serial numbers have been filed off.
Well, sir, since you have the floor, do you have any questions for our candidates?
Oh, yeah. Sure. We're out of milk. Can either of you get some?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
The crowd begins to chant.
And the results are in.
Literally how?
Hayden is handed an envelope by a man in all black and sunglasses. He picks up the gun as he exits. Hayden opens the envelope.
I see. Since everyone was, in fact, here and not at the polls, Jon and Matt both received 0 votes. But there was one single write-in, Bryan Spence. Bryan, please come up to the podium.
Bryan enters the room. A path is cleared for him to come to the front of the room, and he addresses his electors.
I went downtown and voted for myself while you were all here. I am the only one who can save you.
The crowd cheers.
4 more years. 4 more years.
The crowd chants in unison as they carry Bryan out of the room to an undisclosed location. We see one of the dancers from episode 4 hit a killer quadruple pirouette into a Firebird leap to exit. Jon, Matt, and Jon stand alone in the living room.
Well, we all learned something today.
Yeah, that you're awful. I'm really upset with you.
Matt brandishes a gallon of milk.
I got the milk.
Jon looks at him with tears in his eyes.
Of course you got the milk.
They all hug, and everything is forgiven.
Hey, where's Peter?
Oh, I think he's on a work trip or something.
Wow, thanks for letting us know, asshole.
Yeah, asshole.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Let's go home.
Jon and Matt nod in approval as they all walk to their respective seats in the living room. Bryan enters wearing a top hat and a ribbon on his lapel.
Oh, man.
Oh, you.
Long story short.
Poor laugh. It's just like it's always been. Nothing has changed. Literally nothing. End of season 1.
All right, can I get everybody back in the call? Get your cameras on. So that is season 1 of Cold as Balls, which could not have been performed more phenomenally by our incredible cast. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for being part of this. I want to thank all of you at home for watching and for donating, because I have some wonderful news. We have raised $410 for Operation Olive Branch. I consider this an all-around success. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, it's incredible to see that things like this can happen, that we can make a change, we can make a difference, and we can read dumb dialogue that was written by 16-year-olds and have a good laugh. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you for tuning in. Much love.